look at that.
Hey everybody, it's Bruno on NB, episode 2 with Heather Andrews of
Get You Visible
and
Empire Authors Academy.
And we got another one,
Womenition.
Womenition. Heather, thank you very much for not only coming back, but shamelessly plugging my band in the last one. But, you know, we want to get right into it because we talked about the Empire Authors Academy. Great program for people that want to get their books published, right? So exactly. Just tell us like 20 seconds, because then you can go into the other video. But people who, I don't know what they're doing not watching our show, but maybe they didn't see that one. So give us a few seconds on that.
So the Empire Authors Academy is really the place for authors to create their business, create their dream, create their legacy. And they wanted to write a book, but they don't know where to start. They don't think they can write. They don't know how to do it. They don't know where to do it. And they just want a team to help them with it. And really, that's what the Empire Authors Academy is about. We teach you how to be an author and how to leverage that visibility in that book for you.
Would you also like help them put it on all those crazy platforms? What are some of the platforms? It used to be just like Amazon and can't remember, Indigo or whatever.
So Amazon, there's some third-party vendors out there like Ingram Spark and KDP, of course, which is Amazon. But each of those pushes it out to the global distribution channel. And there's a whole back-end system so if you load it on one space, then it will be distributed to the other. And then there's other ebook platforms like Goodreads and BookHub and all of those things as well that each perform their own thing. And then there has been a huge increase in other places where you can publish that also hook into the Amazons and the Chapters and the Indigos. And you really want to be on that international distribution global catalog so that people can walk in and see if you're not on the shelf per se in a bookstore, because that's a whole other level of visibility and agreements and to fulfill those. But really you want to be in that catalog where people can go in and see your book. They go in and type in, obstacles equal opportunities or self-love elevated. Those come up in the Barnes and Noble catalog, and then they can order them if they if they didn't want to order from Amazon, they can go to Barnes and Noble, they can go to Indigo and order those books, because it does push it out. So yeah, there's different spaces to go for sure.
Well, let me put it to you this way, viewers. What you just said is complete Mandarin Portuguese to me. So authors, that's one of the main reasons why I wish I knew you a few years ago, because it's all what I call the gadgetry. Just be an author, tell your story, build a partnership with people like you. And I'm speaking from the heart and kind of like the brain years later. All that gadgetry, all those, like, I don't have time to figure that stuff out. But it is important if you want to get your book out there.
Yep, it is. And, there are people who do it. Like there are people who, are savvy and they just need an editor and they can go in. Because when I started this 9 years ago, there wasn't all of the gadgetry or the technology to do it as simply as what it is today. Like there's templates, there's formatting, there's all of those things within KDP, but there's also a lot of people that don't know how to use that, even in today's world. So this is what, this is why we have the experts to do it. And I think I spent 2021 fixing everybody else's stuff. They went to a big publisher and they were like, oh my goodness, this is taking forever, or something happened to that people or this or that, or they didn't ever see their editor. And it took them 3 years to publish. And that's insane. So people were saying, hey, I just want to put my book up. How do I finish it? And we would take files. And it's like a good thing that I know and I have all the connections that I do, because I literally I would get a file and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to talk to this person because we need to fix it. We need to make it this way. So this is why you need somebody that can take some of this stuff and really have a team that can support it.
So let's switch gears a little bit, but I don't know if it's too much in terms of Heather Andrews' day-to-day. Womenition.
Sure.
I was blown away by your initiative. I was blown away by, hey, if I look in here, I have your magazine. I'll prove it to you. Look at that.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Love it. Yep.
Oh, which page is it? I gotta plug my friend. Look at this. That's how I found out. Okay.
And she reached out to me on LinkedIn.
Isn't that crazy? Okay. Boom. What is that? Is an older issue, but I this is right up my desk, right in my drawer, because I was so impressed with Caitlyn and the rest of you guys. So walk me through.
Okay, so going to give you the 60-second version and
take your time.
And a 10-year spectrum. So 9 years ago, restructured out of healthcare, didn't really know what to do next. Walked into a room. Womenition event, was met by the owner, Dorothy Briggs, here in Calgary. Was introduced to another healthcare provider who had gone on to do great things with Holistic Earth, Deanne Roundrow. She said, your story is amazing. I know that you've had a previous business. Why don't you come write in this compilation book? Sounds great. So that day I found women who had gone out of corporate and created businesses, and I found hope and faith and all of the things, and I found a community that really did change my life. Fast forward about a month to 6 months later, I'd been a published author in a co-authored book, and I went through publishing mentorship, and I launched my publishing company, and I did one book on my own and with a bunch of other people, and then people started to ask me how to publish. Fast forward to today, I have published over 300 people, 60 books, and helped other people self-publish in all of the spaces as well. Became a 14-time best-selling author on Amazon. And I love what I do, and I love how our team serves our clients, because we transform people's lives with the power of book and story. Womenition, I bought the Calgary license because it has been a platform that has helped me grow personally, professionally, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, and I wanted to give that back and to other women that were looking for that same community here in Calgary.
And I'm actually a little bit upset. I'm just leafing through your book here. I'm a little bit upset at page 71, lady over here. That's Caitlyn. Because your last event, I found out the day of that you guys were having it, and you let guys like me in there.
Yeah.
And I was like so impressed with that event, but I'm blaming Caitlyn. It's my fault. But I didn't know you guys were having that event. So tell us about the last event you had here in town. I heard it was like spectacular. So guys can hang out there too, right?
Yep. Yeah, we have, so this is just something that we've just opened up, because we do have the men's side of Womenition as well, called Vavasar. And in Edmonton, it's...
Sorry, what is it called?
Vavasar, Vavasaur,
okay,
meaning
we'll
the leader of men. Yeah, and then it's got its own magazine. And this year's edition has men actually on the backside of the Womenition, which is kind of cool. And in Edmonton, they have the Entrepreneurial Network. So they do have an event where men and women, both speak and all of those things. And so what happened in Calgary was a lot of, it used to be a women's only thing. And then some husbands were coming to support their wives. And I said, hey, in April, I'm like, no, we're opening it up to men, because men support women, and we just really need those men to come and learn. And they were known as the token males that came. And we have a lot, and we actually have some sponsorships coming up in November by some men who support women, and one of them speaking on a panel. So it is Womenition, but it's also really about bringing humanity back to the table. And that's what I'm about, is bringing humanity back to the table. And I believe that we're better together. So yes, so men, please buy your ticket, come, be inclusive. It's inclusive, and we want to support you in what you do as you do with us. So
that's great. So when's your next event?
November 4th, Saturday, November 4th.
This week, this year?
This year, November 4th, 2023. It's here in Calgary. It's about 8 to 4:30. We've got speakers and panelists and vendors and super fun stuff. And it will sell out, because our last one did as well. And we had
Where is it?
It's at the Best Western Premier, just off of 16th Ave, Northeast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I do have a
that's the old Coastal. That's a nice place.
Yeah, and I have a special code you can use. You can go to Eventbrite, look up Womenition Leadership Conference Biz Brigade for November 4th, and it's Andrews 23 will get you a discount on your ticket.
Andrews 23.
Andrews 23.
Wow. Okay, that's good news. See, now I'm extra mad at you guys because I didn't know about that one. So maybe I'm just not invited. I'll buy my ticket. I'll break in.
I'm doing this on your show. You're personally invited.
Okay, that's good. All right. Gotta check that out. Okay. Way too many cool things that you're doing. I really mean that. I feel the energy. I remember when somebody said you got to meet Heather, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And I felt the energy right away. I know you do most of this. You can do a lot of stuff, but because you've done a lot of stuff when I call it, like work wise, and this is stuff that you've chosen to do. And I know how tough that is when you're an entrepreneur. But now people need to get to know not what you do,
Who I am.
and not even why you do it. But they want to know who you are. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Here we go.
Okay, favorite food?
Lasagna.
Now I know you're Italian. Okay, favorite restaurant? And it doesn't have to be in town.
Probably Santini's downtown.
Okay, good. Okay. Favorite movie?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay. Okay.
Favorite
actor?
Story. I love it.
Yeah. Favorite actor?
Matthew
That's guy or girl, right? Because now you have to say favorite.
Yeah.
What is it?
Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. I love him.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
I haven't had that one yet. Now, favorite city that you've traveled to?
Probably Amsterdam. I loved Amsterdam.
Okay. Not favorite, but city that you would like to visit one day, and why?
Sydney, Australia. It's been on my bucket list since I was 18.
Okay. Person that you would like to meet that's still alive?
Probably Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah, I think she's phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah, she's just done some cool things.
Okay.
And maybe I want to be the next Oprah. I don't know. I just
Really?
think she's cool. Yeah.
Okay, you got to frizz up your hair a little bit, but that's about it. I haven't seen Oprah. She's not on TV anymore. Didn't she start her own channel or something? Do you still see her?
She's around. You just got to
Okay.
follow her. Yeah.
Somebody that you would love to have met or meet, but who's passed away. All time.
Oh, what's her name? Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn. Why is that?
Yeah. She's classy. Fun.
What if you
Classy.
meet her and she's just like mean? No, I'm just joking. Probably. You never know, right?
And some probably, yeah, it's probably there could be something. I just thought she was just a really classy lady. And I loved her look.
Great in movies.
And I loved her talent. Yeah. Great in movies. Yeah.
I remember because I'm of a different vintage, but we used to get like the movies on TV. It was the only time you could see the movies. And when she was always on like really like good movies. She was never on the junk movies that you got throw-ins on cable back in the day.
Just the classiness, the classy, but with a bit of attitude. It just sums it up for me. Yeah.
I get it. Okay, so this is the only one that you get you're the only one of the very few only guests that get a free spin on this. So favorite band, and you better get this one right.
Well, I'm gonna say In Search of Sasquatch, of course, which is my kids' band.
What is it again? What is it again?
In Search of Sasquatch. I'm just a proud mom of what they've done.
Okay, it's a bit of a setup because everybody has to say my band because it's just the truth, and they just don't know it yet.
I already plugged your band, so
I know. But most of them don't know it's our band, and you have to say it's our band. But you get the free spin because it's not just a little basement band, and we're gonna. I never saw them live, but I saw their videos and I've heard them, and I really would like. I know how proud you are when you travel and watch them. So why don't you tell them about Shane and that, because I think they're actually really good.
Yeah, they've been together since they were 12, and they're 26 now, and it's just really been one of these biggest learning curves of their life. Like, they're all educated, they're all doing their day jobs, but they've managed to stay friends. It's the original four, and they started when they were 12, and they just went all the way through, and they've just done some good. It's been good for them, for the networking, the community, the give back, who they've met, where they've played, and it's just been a real great growth experience for them because they know they understand what hard work looks like, and they've been self-sufficient. And so considering it was a garage band, and I just think that they've just done some amazing things character-wise, and they've just helped others know that what's possible, right?
Well, the other thing is, I want to
Calgary, but yeah.
But hold on a second, we're going to put the little link there, because I was actually quite impressed, because a lot of people kind of go, oh, my kid plays in a band, or what, I played in a band, or you played in a band, and then you find out like not really. They're really a band. Like they travel. I know they were in Toronto this summer, right?
Yeah, they were in Toronto this summer, and they've done a lot of dollars. There's the Help for Dollars. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
Who emceed it, and they played a lot of charity events. They've played. They played and won the $10,000 thing with 92.9 Matt Berry a few years ago. They've been on. So they've really learned a lot, and that's really what I think the essence of why I'm so proud of them is, because they know commitment, and they've done the work and to get there, and it's just super cool to watch.
Well, you know what? I always say it's okay to be a proud parent, proud mom, proud dad, but it kind of helps when they're good. So, and they're actually really good. I wasn't surprised. I just, when you said he was in a band, I'm like, okay, I'll look him up. And I'm like, oh, and I remember texting him like, oh shit, they're good. Like,
I don't understand necessarily the overall thing, but
doesn't matter.
They just want it to be different. So,
but anyway. I think they're, for whatever it's worth, I think they're really good, not just good. So, favorite song?
Overjoyed by Matchbox 20.
Oh, you didn't plug your son. I'm gonna tell him. That's okay. That's good. We'll give him that. Okay. So here's the time where you get the chance to ask me a question. And we never prepared for this. You had no idea this is coming. So I do that for a reason. So the questions aren't that hard for me. But give me one question.
What was one of your favorite moments of your own son?
I have two boys, and I think really quick, I think it was my younger son. I kind of get a little, if he watches this, I get a little in a little bit, is because it was the day that we left him in Indiana when he started school down there, because he's on a baseball scholarship kind of thing. And it was like, whoa, that was my favorite point, but it was also a little shivery. I always knew he was going to go away because he's extremely talented and motivated, and I love him. And that's when I was just like, oh, but it was my favorite moment, because I knew somebody told me a long time ago, I'm going to plug his name, Bruno Piccone of all people. And Bruno always used to tell me a successful parent will be a lonely parent because the kids kind of are independent. And that's when I knew my kid was independent and he got there. But it was my favorite moment. It was like a chilly moment. And my older son, I have a picture of it right there. I can't show it to you because I can't switch the camera. But it was his first feature. It was a second feature film, but his second feature film, during COVID, I don't know how he did it. He just completely packed a theater, and just the ovation for his 2-hour movie. I was just like, good for him. And it was like, that was the shiver moment. Those were probably my two favorite impactful moments, because I'm like, whoa, my boys are doing something. Who knows? Sky's the limit. As long as they're healthy, I don't care. But I love that question. That was tough. But that's great. Heather, you are one of the busiest people I know, so I'm not going to keep you too long. That was great. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing about your academy, about Womenition, and now the manuscript. I can't remember the name of it because it's too fancy for me, but it's the man version. Say it again.
It's called Vavasar.
Vavasar. Okay. We're going to do this again and again. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you, Bruno, for today. Loved it.
Okay. I'll see you.